So now we had that very important part of the show where
getting hot.
I mean, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
We give
my bad.
Our final perspective on the conversation that we have had. Y'all can leave the NBA stuff alone. You ain't got to talk about the NBA stuff. But just the latter half.
Lakers
of
and
five. just the latter half of it. So, Trent, we gonna go to you since you haven't been here in a minute.
Mhm.
So we gonna have you go first.
Well, my perspective over the show,
the conversation, everything. Yeah. Final piece.
Talked about, I think we had a good talk. We had talked about some polarizing topics. I feel like we kind of had a wide range of perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think having wide ranges of perspectives is always a good, productive conversation. It opens people's eyes, open people's brains and thoughts to the other possibilities that's out there.
Yeah.
So, hey, great conversation.
Facts.
No, Tracy.
Free my boy Diddy, and R. Kelly. But no, I'll just be joking when I say that, y'all. Don't take me for real. I just hope everybody come out that situation with strength, better open mind, and more more sense. Shit.
Definitely.
With everything else, like you said, great conversation, man. I like, throwing ideas off this guy. We make it work. Good shit. Couldn't remember with nothing else, bro. Mind me. Hey, ADHD is a motherfucker, bro.
It's only getting worse too.
I'm gonna keep it short.
No, you're not. You're lying.
I'm gonna keep it short.
All right, let's go.
So when I think about the issues at hand, and there's so many issues, and I think about it from a perspective of a father. I think of it of a perspective of a brother, of a uncle, and everything, because those are the roles that I play when it comes to the people that are under me. The black young boys and the black young boys and girls that are growing up, that have to face a community, have to face a country that doesn't like them. That has to face organizations that probably won't hire them, that will face universities and schools that won't really want to teach them, or or have predetermined ideas about them and give them the hardest time on the hardest path unnecessarily, all because of color on their skin, not because of how they were raised, not because of their background, not because of their behaviors, not because of they said something disrespectful or anything, but only because of the color of their skin, because those people are either ignorant, uneducated, and have their own prejudice based on what has been fed to them over the years. Sorry, Jeff, I didn't mean to bore you.
No, that wasn't no y'all. I was about to sneeze.
So when I hear about these things, and I think that, man, to Trent's point, if we get the finances and we get the resources, does that put it put us in a better place? And then you hear about the stories of the people that are in a better place, and they still get prejudiced. They still get the racism. They still gotta go against the gatekeepers. They still have to fight. They gotta pair up with other races, other cultures in order to get ahead, because they can't get ahead on their own. And then when they get so far, then they try to establish something, but then it gets downplayed when they do try to establish something.
Life.
And it makes it so much harder. It makes it so much more difficult. And not trying to call out, any celebrity or anything that's not doing anything, but for those that are, is not talked about enough. But when they do something wrong,
it's all in.
It's the top of the headline, and you can't hear enough of it. So it's very difficult sometimes to go through social media and to read it. And it's one of the reasons why I don't read the news, but social media puts news right in front of you. So you really don't have no choice but to look at it, because it comes up in front of you every time. I say that to say that as a country, I believe that we're going backwards and we're not going forward. And contrary to what people believe, and now they have this, black fatigue that is out, that now, they're tired of black people. They're tired of the conversation of black people. We get away with stuff. We sensitive. We get all these other things. And honestly, it's just not the truth. They're buying into this narrative, which, back to Trent's point, even if you had a resource or whatever like that, it doesn't make sense. But as they move forward, they really, in my opinion, really looking at removing all cultures from the US and just make it a white national country. And honestly, to be quite honest, I don't believe that America could survive and then not be a melting pot. America grew because it was a melting pot. You had the Irish, you had the Polish, you had the Jewish, you had all of these people, whether they work together or they work separately, building America together. And who did you have supervising along the way? White people.
White people. Yeah.
They were supervising along the way. And a little that they did do, they did. But just like they want kids to go and be in the field. Yeah, I was a kid. I was in the field too before I had to go to school. I can't imagine seeing that happen. Because you know what time you got to be out into the field, and you know what time you got to be at school. I don't care how young you were. Like, tired is tired. So I say that. So I say all of that because no matter what level of class you are, no matter what culture you are. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter what culture you are. No matter what class level you are, if you black, you still consider lower class. It don't matter how hard you try to get ahead, you still consider lower class. And the only way that we're gonna see change, like real change, if we stop putting people in office that works against us. And unfortunately, I know that means that we have to get some people on our side, other cultures on our side. But maybe this is a wake-up call for all cultures to be able to do their research, understand that just because somebody talks to you a certain way doesn't mean that. No, just because somebody talks to you a certain way, they actually mean what they say. Like, we use the politician's line, so when we get a straight shooter, it's like, oh, it's new and refreshing, but it's not going to happen to me. You got to understand, all policies affect everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. And they're making it seem like black people are the ownership of all these things when we're not the benefactor of a lot of these things. D&I pretty much benefited white women. When they started harming the farm people, they thought they was hurting black people. It's all the white farms that's going out, not the black farms. Black farms, like, we don't get subsidies anyway, so we survive. We know what to do. All the white farms are going out. And they snatching up all their land. He messed with the farms in the first half, and he messed with farms in the second half, and they still voted for him. But when you get a straight shooter, you think that they're telling you the truth, and they really ain't. And when they are, and he said it, I love uneducated people. Who you think was in the stands? A whole bunch of uneducated public school people. You went to public school, you had to, because they didn't teach you anything. Because if you had a little bit of understanding, a little bit of logic, you would know that, hey, he's talking about deporting people. The Venezuelans was up there like, yeah, Trump. And then, no, we didn't expect this. He told us. And now you deporting everybody else, but bringing in white Africans
because they got the bird.
So what does that? So what does that tell you? No matter, and Trent, I'm not trying to pick on you, but I say that to say, no matter what we do or what we try to gain or how far we try to go, they still see you as lower class. They still see you as trash.
Niggas.
I can have $1 billion, but if I ain't dancing to their tune, I'll be in Diddy situation, R. Kelly situation, Prince situation, Michael Jackson situation. When you don't dance to their tune, they turn on you.
Mm-hmm.
I said I'm gonna keep it short.
I knew you was lying.
I said I'm gonna keep it short, man. Hey, man. But look, Trent, thank you for coming on to the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Man, we really appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming through. Hey, look, we'll see y'all on the next go around. Peace.